Hey, what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to another Todd E. Walnuts collection overview video. Today I'm going to go over my Hobbit and Lord of the Rings collection. I have some DVDs and steelbooks and digibooks, a couple figures, some vinyl, some box sets I'm going to share with you guys today, just to make a little filler video for the channel and just to kind of show off some of the things I have in my collection from the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. So starting off, I will get into the only DVD that I can find. I at one time had all three of these movies on DVD. I think at some point I probably borrowed them out and I never got them returned to me. It could be that I have them here and I just couldn't find them. But I do have the widescreen edition of the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And this was a 2-disc set. Disc 1 had the movie in widescreen. And disc 2 had a bunch of special features. And it also did come with a pretty decent sized booklet. Shows the chapter stops, and it talks about the special features a little bit. Shows a couple of stills from the film. So at some point I'm going to have to backtrack and pick up some of these DVDs that I didn't have or I couldn't find. But I'm pretty sure these are cheap these days, so I'm not really worried about that. This one's kind of been through hell too. It's there was a security sticker at the bottom. Back in the day when DVDs used to come with security stickers on the top and the bottom, this one, they had the sticker, they had the sleeve was a little bit protruding past the plastic, and they put the sticker right on the insert there, and it was unavoidable. There was no way you could have got that off without ripping it. So not that big of a deal, but probably upgrade that at some point anyways, just to get a better copy of it. I have the Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. This was a Walmart exclusive digibook. This is a really nice edition, and I wish they would have continued with the entire 6 films in digibook form, but unfortunately this was the only one. So this was a really nice, beautiful edition. There's Thor and Oakenshield on the back. And here you get the Blu-ray of the film. You get some really nice, thick, glossy pages. Some really nice imagery of Middle-earth and some of the characters. Really like what they did with this. And it's just a shame that they didn't continue. But there's a couple more discs too. You get the special features on Blu-ray, and then you get the film also on DVD. So it is a 3-disc set, 2 Blu-rays and a DVD. And I think the digibook is about 30 pages or so. Easily one of my favorite digibooks in my collection. Put that off to the side. I'll do a recap at the end too to show you guys all this stuff again. Before I get into the steelbooks, I did have the Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. This is the 3D Blu-ray. Also comes with the regular Blu-ray, a DVD, and it came with the digital code. It also did come with the slipcover with the lenticular plate. And again, I'll probably pick up a couple more of these. This is the only one I have with the lenticular plate. There you can see Thorin on the cover. There you see Blu-ray Disc 1, Part 1 and Part 2. They have the 3D movies on 2 different Blu-rays. And there's the regular Blu-ray. There's the Blu-ray for special features, and there is the DVD for the movie. Nice little heavy set. And I really like that lenticular cover. So getting into the steelbooks now, we will start with the Hobbit. And this is the extended edition of An Unexpected Journey. There you can see the some of the favorite characters of the story. Very, very nice. And this is the movie, part 1. This is also a 3D Blu-ray. There is the 3D Blu-ray part 2. And then you get the Long Expected Journey, part 7 and part 8. And that's kind of like a special features discs with interviews and lots of bonus features for these. Let's see if I can give you guys a good viewing of the artwork in the back. Very, very nice. So that is the steelbook for An Unexpected Journey. Moving on to the second one. Extended Journey, or I'm sorry, extended edition of The Desolation of Smaug. Excellent character Smaug was. And there is the movie on Blu-ray. And then you get Into the Wilder Land, part 9 and part 10 of the bonus features. And it does have some background art. And there it is, Smaug again, only fitting. And the third was a Best Buy exclusive steelbook. This is the Battle of the Five Armies, the conclusion to the Hobbit trilogy. And there is the DVD. There is the Blu-ray of the movie. And then you get the special features on Blu-ray. And there's a panoramic view of Lake Town after it was destroyed by Smaug. So that is part 3 of the Hobbit trilogy. So moving on now, we are going to the Lord of the Rings steelbooks, and this is the Fellowship of the Ring. You can see some of the favorite characters from the series. These are a little more bare bones on the inside. They don't have any inside artwork. A little disappointing. Just the silver plain gray background, but you do get the Blu-ray of the film, and then you get the special features on DVD. So that is the Fellowship of the Ring. And then of course part 2 was the Two Towers. There are some really good special features on here. They have hours of bonus material and interviews and stories that some of the actors shared during the making of the film. There's the Blu-ray. And I think those are just as fun as the movie itself. So I recommend checking out the special features on these. And the end of the trilogy was The Return of the King. Such a beautiful movie, trilogy, series. This whole thing was great. There's the Blu-ray. And you got the special features on DVD again. And of course, no interior artwork. So now we will get into the animated movies that I have in my Hobbit Lord of the Rings collection, and this is the only Blu-ray that was put out for the animated film, The Lord of the Rings. This is the remastered deluxe edition. This was the movie that was created by Ralph Bakshi in the late 70s. And this is a Blu-ray DVD combo. I used to have the DVD of this, but I didn't need it anymore. This one came with the DVD, and of course the upgrade of the Blu-ray. I recommend picking this up. It's pretty affordable. I think you could probably get it anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks. Now these never did get a Blu-ray upgrade. So for the time being, I'm going to have to keep these on DVD form. But this is the remastered deluxe edition of The Hobbit from Rankin Bass in the late 70s. Very fun film. Not a whole lot in the way of special features, but it's still good to have this one on a nice clean copy. It looks really good. Even on DVD, it looks great. So that is The Hobbit. And then we have The Return of the King, the remastered deluxe edition. Again, not much in the way of special features, but you do get a nice clean copy of the film. So moving on to some Blu-ray box sets. These are the extended edition versions of the film. So this is a 9-disc set. You get the extended editions for all 3 films, plus over 28 hours of bonus content. And this set's very affordable too. And in this set, they each come in their own amaret case with a black case. So you get An Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug, and The Battle of the Five Armies. I'll give you guys a quick viewing of that. Really, really nice. I think I still have this in my player, I hope, because I noticed that it's missing. But I know that I've watched other films since I've watched these, so now I'm a little bit nervous where I put it. I don't remember, but I will find it. So that is the extended edition for the 3 films of the Hobbit trilogy. Very glad to have those in the collection. And we will continue moving on. I recently picked this up for a very affordable price. This has been out for a while now. And this is the Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy extended edition of these 3 films. And again, these each come in their own case with the black cases. Pull these out. Comes in a really nice box. Has kind of a magnetic flap that closes up here at the top. Nice shiny box, heavy duty. And then you get the extended edition of all 3 films, and it's 5 discs each. You get little booklets and tons of bonus materials. So that is that. Keep moving on. This next one here is the pride and joy of my Hobbit Lord of the Rings collection. This is the big box set that came out a couple years ago. These are all the extended editions of the Hobbit films, the 3 Hobbit films and the 3 Lord of the Rings films, and it comes with the book. I did an unboxing of this few years back. If you guys want to go and see the entire unboxing, just search for that video, because I'm not going to go really too in depth during this video, but it comes with some maps of Middle Earth. I mean, it's really, really nice. When J.R.R. Tolkien sat down and wrote these books, he actually drew maps and made languages for all these characters, and he did a lot of that before he even started writing the books. And speaking of the books, I have read the books. I did own them in a pretty decent leather-bound hardcover book set that I had for the Lord of the Rings. And when I sold my house, the other house that I owned about 10 or 15 years ago, I had a rummage sale and sold a bunch of stuff. I ended up selling that. So that's really cool to have all that different artwork and maps of Middle-earth. And then it also came with this leather-bound book that's looks like I tied it up. I don't know why I would do that, but again, I'm not going to get into that. If you guys want to see the unboxing, you can search my archived videos, but there's a lot of different artwork and some write-ups about the films, and it comes in this leather-bound book. It's really nice. Maybe before I close the video out at the very end, I'll open that up and show you guys, but these are what the books look like. You open them up and they have the different discs housed in these thick cardboard pages. Special features. It's really a beautiful set. I think it's a little bit harder to find these days, and I think it went way up in price. And it wasn't a cheap buy to begin with, so that was an unexpected journey. Here's the Desolation of Smaug. Here's one of my favorite characters, Bard from Lake Town. He was a hero. Here is the Battle of the Five Armies. Of the two franchises, the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, I think I prefer the Hobbit, but I love them both. But I just had a lot more fun with the Hobbit. And going back to a child, watching the Hobbit cartoons, I think that had an effect on me too. Because I do like the Hobbit cartoon more than I like the other two cartoons, Return of the King and Lord of the Rings. And then getting into the Lord of the Rings editions here, this is the Fellowship of the Ring. There was a series, I believe it was a Scandinavian series in the early 90s, 93 I believe. I think it was Finnish, from Finland. It was a series called Hobbit, which translates to the Hobbits in the U.S. And there was a mini-series that they had back then. I would really love to get my hands on that, but unfortunately, as far as I know, it's never been released on physical media. If any of my friends in Finland or Sweden or anywhere in the Scandinavian countries, if you've ever heard of Hobbit and you can get your hands on it, let me know and I'll gladly buy it. Because Amazon Prime is going to be releasing a Hobbit mini-series that I'm really looking forward to. And the last one here, The Return of the King. Such great characters, excellent direction. Peter Jackson was definitely the right guy for the job. So very proud of that set there. Now I will get into a couple of the figures that I own in my collection. I don't have a lot, but I suppose I can pick up some more over time. But here's Bilbo Baggins and Smeagol, aka the Gollum. The next one is called the Deluxe Collector's Set. These are the dwarves. You got Bilbo on the left. And then you have Thorin, Oakenshield. And then you have Keely and Feely and Dwalin. And you can see that they have some of their dwarven weapons. Really cool. And the last one is the biggest one. This is the Goblin King with Thorin Oakenshield. It's a big heavy set. So you can see the Dwarven King. I'm sorry, the Goblin King with his crown and his staff. And Thorin with his swords. And last, I will share the vinyl. I recently showed this in an update video, but I'm going to include this here again with the collection overview. These are the picture disc vinyl records for the Lord of the Rings, the animated movie from late 70s. Excuse me. Here's what one image looks like there on the picture disc. There's another image. And I think that's my favorite image of the four that they have here. Kind of a panoramic view of Hobbiton. That's pretty cool too. And three more. This is the Lord of the Rings animated movie again. But this is just the regular black vinyl. Gatefold. Two record set. And then here is the Hobbit, the animated movie from the late 70s, 77 I believe. 1977. This one comes with a 12-page book. It was put out by Disneyland Records. I don't want to go through every page. I don't want to bore you guys to death. And then here's the last one. And then this is my favorite one of the record lot. This is the Return of the King. Also a gatefold. Also does come with a 12-page book. Flip through a couple pages here. So I will pause it, and before we do a recap, I will untie this leather book and give you guys a glimpse, and then we'll do a recap and we will call it a video. I almost forgot one last piece, and this is one of my favorite pieces in the collection. This is the San Diego Comic-Con figure of Azog, who was the father of Bolg. He was an orc chieftain. And this figure is beautiful. You can see that he's holding the head of Thror, who was the grandfather of Thorin Oakenshield. And the figure stands about maybe, I would say, 8 inches tall. Comes with some accessories, a mace, fake hand because his arm was cut off by Thorin. And I almost forgot to show you guys this piece. So I'm tacking it onto the end. This was a limited edition. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it was limited to 2,600. I got number 2039. So wanted to make sure that I included this. If you want to pause and read a little bit about Azog. There's what he looks like with his fake arm. Okay, so we are back, and this was that leather book that I was talking about earlier. This is supposed to kind of resemble, or it's supposed to be the journal that Bilbo and Frodo kept over their journeys, and you can see that it's made to look like it's a rough-made book. I mean, it really looks nice. It looks like it's actually handwritten in the book, and there's some really stunning images. Kind of that sepia tone, kind of a yellowish black and white charcoal drawing or whatever you want to call it. It looks really good. Kind of goes over the characters, a little bit of background of the story. And it looks really, really nice. Some really great characters, excellent stories. I'm trying not to be too annoying when I'm turning these pages, because I know that can be like fingernails on a chalkboard to some people when you hear that page turning. So I'm trying to get through this as quietly as possible. That guy was a punk ass, wasn't he? So there's quite a few pages. I'll just kind of flip through like this. But that was that, and we'll do a quick recap here. There's the Lord of the Rings, the animated Blu-ray. You got the Hobbit DVD, the Return of the King DVD, the extended box sets of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray, steelbooks for The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. I have the Blu-ray 3D/Blu-ray DVD little box set of The Desolation of Smaug with that lenticular plate, steelbooks of The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, The Desolation of Smaug, and The Battle of the Five Armies. Digibook, one of my favorites in the collection, of An Unexpected Journey. DVD of The Two Towers. The box set of the 6 movies, all in extended editions. Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug, Battle of the Five Armies, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. Some figures here. We have Bilbo and Gollum, the Goblin King, and Thorin Oakenshield. We got Bilbo, Thorin, Keely, Feely, and Dwalin. I try to go slow so I don't screw that up. And the vinyl that I have, the picture disc, Lord of the Rings, regular edition of Lord of the Rings, Rankin Bass, The Hobbit, and Rankin Bass, The Return of the King. So thank you guys for tuning in and spending a little time with me. I always do appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, you can always feel free to comment down below. I guess that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Take care and see you in the next video.